How's it going, everybody? The Seer here, and there's a few things I want to talk about regarding the game. I wasn't sure if I was actually going to do this video. I just kind of have been playing the game, and I'm not really having too much fun. I'm actually kind of bored with the game right now. I just wanted to go over a few things to explain why I am, what they can do to kind of fix instead of just kind of doing a rant video. I want to do something a little bit more productive, like ways to kind of fix the game. I don't want to say the game is broken or in a bad state, because it really isn't. It's just I'm bored, and that's not really a good thing to do. I'm playing two other games right now, Ethereal Restart and Marvel Mystic Mayhem. I'm having a lot of fun in those games. Marvel Mystic Mayhem, it definitely has its flaws to where you only need to log in one times a day, which isn't good for a game that's brand new. Ethereal Restart, it's kind of like a Summoner's War, Rage, Shadow Legend type of game. Just came out maybe a month ago. I'm having a lot of fun at that one. I'm logging into that one a lot more than this one. And I actually dread kind of logging into Marvel Strike Force at this time. And that's definitely not a good thing. So what's basically going on? So let's just kind of start on the left and work our way over to the right as far as the game goes. The first thing is Quasar. He's an awesome character. Obviously, there's the... Basically, everybody's getting the 7-star for him. That's actually good. I'm really happy that everybody's going to kind of get free legendaries. That's actually phenomenal for a game to do. It's like, hey, here's a free legendary for you guys. Just play the game. Cool. But is the game actually fun? Different question. In Arena, once you have Xavier, I don't even log in anymore. So Arena's just kind of a dead game mode to me. I just kind of set my defense. I get my free rewards, basically 1 through 10, and I try to do 5 attacks. I go in, back out, just that way I can actually get the achievements, because I don't want to blitz, I don't want to do RTA. So this kind of gets me these free points right here to basically get the battle pass rewards. If we end up going over to the challenges, these are so outdated. I only click on these just so that way get rid of the red dots. That's not cool. Now the milestones. Let's go ahead and jump over here. The global milestones, this is awesome. When they end up giving out kind of a teaser on Mordo and Juggernaut kind of getting those reworks because it gave us those 3 diamonds, that was actually really cool to tease. I was hoping they would do something like that again. Instead, they're just giving us this intel. The intel, we'll kind of go into the store portion after all of this. The burst events, I'm actually fine with those. This right here is the biggest bane to my existence and makes me want to not even play this game anymore. The Fiery Incarnate. Why is that? This is a 2-week leaderboard, and I don't know why they thought this was going to be a good idea. When you have an event to where you need to basically do the Fiery Incarnate orbs, spend the red Phoenix energy and the Fiery Incarnate milestone points, basically making you use and go into negative zone right here every single day on a 20-hour cooldown makes me not want to play your game. This is a terrible design, and this is the second 2-week event in a row, and there's probably going to be a third one when the next character comes out. I don't know. This is not a good game mode. It's not a good design. When you have to sit here, you hit launch, I'm just going to end up going in, and I'm going to end up grabbing Night Stalkers right here with Mephisto. I'm going to drop Agatha, throw Odin in. I'm going to hit fight, and I'm just going to hit auto. It's not fun. And nodes 2 through 4, if your cooldowns are off, it can definitely get you in a bad stuck position. But I begrudgingly do this right now because I do have a 7 red Omega Red Phoenix Force, and there's those diamonds attached to them, right? I dropped from about 1,000 down to about 2,300, and this is peak content, by the way, as I'm talking about this. The only reason I'm really doing it is because of the Mutant G20 pieces that's also attached to it. I missed, like I said, about 48 to 72 hours because I either forget to go in or I don't want to log in the game anymore, and that's kind of the state of the game right now. There's a lot of other things we're going to be talking about. I'm just going to get this node done while you guys kind of watch me do this, because that's where the game's at right now. How they can actually fix this is put everything in a 1 and done or do a 2 run. Don't tie this to a 2-week leaderboard. If you want to push to get those extra orbs, to get the extra G20 fragments, go ahead, put that in there for the try-hard people, but don't tie a 2-week leaderboard to it because it's not content. It's really boring and it's lazy design work to get people to log into your game every single day, which is kind of get into the analytics portion of that. Having it to where you can kind of get these, that's fine. Just kind of keep it there, but do the first run, do the second run, and that's it. The rest of this stuff right here that's tied to this scoring system, that's fine. You can keep that there, but don't tie it to a 2-week leaderboard. It's just greedy because it's trying to make you kind of push out of FOMO to try to get all these pieces. Technically, I don't even need to do that last run because I'll still get the top 5,000, but I wanted to try to stay in about the top 2,000 just to kind of get the extra burst of the mutant pieces. I don't even know if it's honestly worth it anymore at this point because where my current rank is at right now is 2382, and if I end up falling out of the top 2,500 right here into the 3,000, so be it. It kind of is what it is at this point. What's this right here? A cursed diamond orb. Okay, sure, whatever. The Mephisto heist right here, basically giving all of these. This was fantastic. I actually thought this was a really cool thing. Kind of a little bit of catch-up mechanics for people that have Mephisto right here to kind of get those free red stars and diamonds on there. That's cool. The fantastic Scourge. I don't even know what this is. Just collect intel and that gets you those. Sure. But as far as the events goes, let's go ahead and jump into there next. So the Red Phoenix events, this is fine. This can kind of be here. I'm definitely not putting G20 pieces on my Phoenix when we have the Hellfire Gala probably around the corner based on when we end up doing the poll. I'd rather save those G20 pieces for that. Farming this, that's fine. That gets you extra shards. I was kind of hoping they'd be more generous with the shard drop, considering this is the first time we got Omega Red Phoenix Force back, and he's a phenomenal Cosmic Crucible character, by the way. The fantastic findings. I think this is actually kind of interesting. So being able to get just 5 uses of these either training orbs or training orbs for there, that should be gold over here. I'm just kind of doing this daily, get more training orbs. It's fine. It's just giving you extra rewards for kind of doing that. A Cursed Tower. I thought this was actually kind of cool. I know some people were kind of scared of this one because of having to need to get those accursed and everything. I'm kind of curious what you guys' thoughts are behind it. The rewards weren't really phenomenal. They were just kind of there. So it's just new content, which is kind of cool. I liked the tower modes. I liked past tense, the Scourges, which is going to be something we're going to be jumping into after the Danger Room. Danger Room, I think this is a really, really cool game mode. I only did one run of this one here because, like I said, I don't want to log into the game anymore. That's kind of where it's at. It is what it is. New game mode, I don't want to log in because of negative zone being one of the biggest things. Now, the other thing I'm really not happy about with this game. The Quasar Scourge. Those that know me know that I always pushed hours every single day trying to push on leaderboards. I have 4 nodes left of the Quasar Scourge, and I don't want to finish it because of the rank rewards. If they would have actually tied something more meaningful to this, give us a reason to actually push on the highest difficulties, max packs, that would have been awesome. It didn't have to be much, but just tying it to this cosmetic thing, it doesn't entice me to actually push. Previously, when we had like the Horseman Scourges and the Trials, they end up putting the shard counts and the red stars into there. That way you can kind of push, get those characters there faster. If they're not going to do that, they need to put something else in there for you to actually chase. Otherwise, what's the purpose of me getting the Thunderbolt characters, the Vigilante characters, soon to be the Accursed right here, and eventually the Fantastic Four? Why do I need to get more stars on them to push this content if they're just giving that stuff for free? They need to put something like maybe G20 in here, even putting uniques in here, put diamonds for those character teams. So if you end up pushing to, say, top 100, you can get 3 diamonds on every single one of those teams. Or if it's just the Vigilante one, you get 3 diamonds on those teams. And then the second run for Thunderbolts, then the third for Cursed, and then Fantastic Four. They need to give us something to chase for, because otherwise this is what's going to happen every single time. I'm just going to go to Milestone and chill. And that's kind of what it is, which is a shame, because the Scourges and Trials used to be one of my favorite game modes. I always looked forward every 3 months. Cool, I'm having a new trial. And ever since the Horseman Scourges came out, it slowly got worse and worse. So the Horseman Trials was kind of peak content for me. I spent 3 hours, 2 hours every day trying to get my push down for the first about 3 days. Then the last 2 days, I would kind of push again. That was kind of my method for me to usually get in the top 500. I know that's not for everybody, and that's honestly fine. But for us people that like to kind of push on this content, they need to give us a reason to log in and push this content. So after that, let's go ahead and jump over to the Command Center. Command Center, I think, is kind of in a pretty cool place right now. It's still, I'm trying to get used to it still, because I need to log in and try to look at the objectives. What objective do I need to actually do? I think they need to try to put like the red dot in here saying, hey, you have a new objective that just unlocked. Go here to take a look at it, and then kind of stop. So the next one's going to be when Mr. Fantastic comes out, then Franklin, trying to blitz with them so that we can kind of use these negative zone orb fragments. Cool. And then week 1 is finishing up right now. I don't have Invisible Woman at 6 stars, so I can't do this. So I'm just kind of done with the Command Center portion for now. Now, when we jump over to raids, the raids, I think we need to get new raids, especially the Spotlight, because as you see, it's already been about 7 hours. I haven't logged in to do my raids yet, so I'm going to get pinged probably here in about 3 hours if I don't do it. So I'm going to do that after this video so that I wouldn't have to worry about that. One of the big things I think, though, is these right here for the boss nodes. So that's kind of how you're going to end up pushing on the leaderboard. But why do those when the leaderboard means nothing? What do I mean by that? When we end up looking at the rank rewards on here, they're still giving us G19 pieces and Crimson Orb fragments. They added an intel, but why is G20 not in here yet? That's kind of asinine when we're over 2,000 people that have Xavier probably pushing closer to 3,000 right now, and they're still not opening up this portion of the bottleneck. The G20 bottleneck has definitely been opened up because of the leaderboards that we've been getting, but they need to start adding them into the raid portion, and I think that would kind of make things better. If we end up taking a look into the war aspect of it, war's in a weird place for me personally. I know people that enjoy war are really enjoying it right now, but the thing is, I think we need more defensive teams. I know I'm going to get kind of murdered in the comments section for that, but if you think about it, Heroes for Hire, Young Avengers, those monster defensive teams, even Alpha Flight kind of for a little bit, it made it to where you had to have counters for those. That way it really helps out the efficiency. It kind of gives you something to actually push for. Otherwise, you're going to go to this meta of right now where everything is just an offensive meta. Just try to out efficiency your opponent. We need defensive teams because it's good for the game. And I know a lot of people don't like building those defensive teams because you like to play with the toys, which is why I thought that Spotlight was there, so that way you actually invest, you get your war defensive teams up, and then you can actually use them in this game mode as well on the offensive side of things and trying to make them good in more than just one little place. But that's another thing. If we end up looking at the leaderboard on here for the ranking, the gold portion's good, the T4 portion is good, we got the intel, that's fine. I think they need to start adding some G20 into the war store, because right now there's really nothing worth getting in the war store. When I actually go to the store, I have about 664,000 intel currency. I'm buying certain things in here, but I'm not really spending it on character shards. I'm just going for the G20. when it hits probably to about 20, 21 days, I'm just going to buy every single thing that's G20 related. And then that way I don't really have this converted over to the store currency. That's my game plan. The gold, I don't really look at this. I just jump all the way down to the bottom. I purchase a green piece. That gets me my daily objective. The blitz, I just do whatever. The raid, I try to open these. It looks like I have 5 of these G20 orbs. Cool. And then I buy this. And then that's kind of all I do in the store. And I just remember they end up adding somebody into the Ultimate store and the Battle World store for me to purchase. I haven't even been checking that, which is pretty sad. Now for the Cosmic Crucible portion. Those that know me know that I love Cosmic Crucible. U32 is the worst thing I think they've ever done to Cosmic Crucible personally. I'm probably gonna end up losing this. So Lan, if you see this, have fun getting that victory, buddy. I started the week, and as you see, I kind of went on this losing streak. I started this week, whereas in the top 100, I'm going to get knocked over the top 500 because of going 0-5. So I streamed the first day of this, and then I kind of got busy with the family, work, and everything. So I was able to hop on and stream it. And I'm actually kind of glad I didn't for the later portions, because I honestly didn't care. When I did this attack here, I just kind of threw things at it. And it's really sad that it's really come to this, to where I don't want to log in the game anymore. If it wasn't for my alliance, the friends I made along the way, being in the Envoy program, trying to help out the community, doing these infographics for you guys and anything, I honestly probably would end up quitting at the end of the month if things didn't get better. And I don't want that to happen. So that's why I wanted to do this and kind of voice my opinion, what needs to change. For the U32, they need to stop making it to where you're tanking ranks. Just treat this as an off season. If you don't want to do Crucible, you can kind of take the week off. That's what needs to happen. I've been saying that since the U32 started, because it's really sad when you spend all season climbing back up to, say, Grandmasters like me, and then you have a bad week, and then you just kind of tank and drop over 400 ranks because of it. So that's what needs to happen with the U32 Cosmic Crucible portion, in my opinion. But we do have the next week starting. I'm looking forward to that. Those rooms actually look pretty cool and impactful. We'll see if I have the motivation to hop on and do those. Battle World, we can't really hop into there, but this is just Raids 2.0. I'm really curious what's going to end up happening with the next set of Battle World. They've been saying they're making like these changes to it. There's going to be Sentry, and Void should be interacting with that as well. So I really am curious what the boss mechanics are going to be doing for that. I do think that they need to lean into the boss mechanics more, because that was one of the big W's when we look at the Xavier saga. The boss mechanics were so cool and impactful, except for the Shadow King one, where you actually punish for certain characters that you end up bringing to the Xavier saga. But that is what it is. The Xavier fight itself also is pretty lackluster. The Nimrod and Gladiator was pretty cool, though. I liked how those ended up kind of working out. But I'm looking forward to see if they bring another Dark Dimension in here, because having it to where we kind of rotate maybe 6 months, a Dark Dimension, and then a saga, Dark Dimension saga, I think if they lean into that aspect, it should be pretty cool. I know there's like rumors and people saying it's like, oh, the Purple 4 or Purple 5 is going to be coming soon. I think it is also, which means that there's going to be the next set of Overpowered that's going to be coming, I believe. And that would get us another rank here to kind of lean into that aspect of it. Then we're kind of in that never-ending fight of trying to catch up with Overpowered. Overpowered in Crucible, there's certain matches to where that kind of is impactful, if you kind of remember about Overpowered and how to kind of approach it. The theory crafting in Crucible is still there. The theory crafting in War, in my opinion, kind of isn't, because they've been leaning into so much of these full teams, such as Thunderbolts, Vigilante, to where you need the full team, Immortal X-Men. Of course, they left it open, but you do kind of get punished if you drop one of those characters, because once you kind of drop a character out, you throw somebody in, you'll lose a character of the curse, then the kits kind of fall apart. I think that portion is fine. I think they should lean more into that, to where it's 3 or more, as opposed to the full team. That's just my kind of personal preference. I really like theory crafting, which is why I've been enjoying like a theory or restart, because there's so much theory crafting in that with like the mods that you kind of throw on there and everything. I don't think they need to throw mods in this game, because the moment you start messing with the speed stuff on here, that's just going to throw things way out of proportion, trying to calculate, figure out, okay, what's the turn order going to be? I think that Marvel Strike Force should stay away from that, but there are definitely things, and say Marvel Mystic Mayhem, they can kind of lean into, such as the artifact system, the highlights, which I think highlights might be what moments were initially going to be before they kind of canned that idea. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the game right now. I'm still playing. I'm not enjoying it as much. If they keep up with the negative zone thing where you need to log in every single day and just kind of do that and tie it to a leaderboard, then I don't know what's going to end up happening with me personally. This right here has just killed my fun. I'm bored. I'm not happy with mainly the negative zone. What they've done with Scourges. Scourges used to be my kind of pride and joy. I loved doing Scourges. You can ask anybody in my alliance. And then Crucible, just that U32 just kind of sucks those sales out and kind of makes you disheartening. But let me know what you guys have opinions on. Where do you think the game is at? Is it in good place, bad place? Am I just kind of rambling for the sake of rambling? We'll see if I can put this video up. I'm not sure. I'll probably wait a little bit and decide, since this is recorded. But hopefully you guys do have a wonderful rest of the day.